Welcome to The Growth Kit, a podcast where science and actionable advice intersect to help you live a better life. 9 habits that harm your brain. Take care of your brain. That's where your future is. John Gray. 1 hour, I might walk into a session with a young athlete recovering from a car accident, their once lightning-fast reflexes now struggling to catch a ball. The next, I work with a middle-aged adult grappling with the fog of cognitive decline, their memories, attention, and processing speed, just a fraction of what they were. Though separated by decades and causes, a jarring impact, a silent stroke, or the slow burn of Alzheimer's, both patients share a common ground: damage to their most magnificent organ, the brain. This intricate network of neurons is vulnerable not just to the brutal force of external threats, like bullets or car crashes, but also to silent internal battles. Uncontrolled inflammation, restricted blood flow, and even sneaky toxins can wage war within, leaving scars on the landscape of cognition. The consequences? A variety of challenges: memory that plays hide and seek, thoughts struggling to keep pace, attention flitting like a butterfly, emotions surging like unpredictable waves, and the frustrating tip-of-the-tongue phenomenon where that "I'll think of it" word simply vanishes. While this list only scratches the surface of the vast array of threats to brain health, it reflects the diverse cases I encounter. Today, I'll go through some of the most common cases for declining brain health that I see and what to do about them. 9 habits that harm your brain. 1. Over-reliance on environmental toxins. Air fresheners, non-stick cookware, deodorant, soaps, plastic bottles, canned food, makeup, dryer sheets, heating up plastic containers in the microwave. These are some of the many toxins we use on a daily basis. The chemicals they release or leach, from volatile organic compounds in air fresheners to microplastics from heated containers, can accumulate in your body, creating a burden known as body burden. This chronic exposure doesn't just trigger skin irritation or headaches. It can disrupt communication between brain cells, impacting memory and cognition, and even increasing the risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Here is a list of 8 of the most common toxins and the harm that can be imposing. Parabens, ubiquitous preservatives linked to hormone disruption, potentially impacting fertility and health. Phthalates, everywhere chemical, damaging testosterone, sperm, and even genitalia development. BPA, BPS, plastic chemicals posing risks to hormones, cancer, and even early puberty. Dioxins, persistent pollutants in animal fat and fish threatening development, heart health, and cancer. PFAS, or PFOS, forever chemicals, in various products harming immunity, development, and thyroid function. Fragrances, DARS VOCs, air contaminants like fragrances linked to cancer, nervous system damage, and hormone disruption. Heavy metals, accumulating toxins from various sources, threatening heart health, brain function, and even Alzheimer's. Pesticides, residues in food linked to cancer, birth defects, nervous system damage, and Parkinson's. Do this. Small choices in your daily routine can add up to big wins for your brain health. Eat organic produce. Use EWG's Clean 15 and Dirty Dozen as a guide. Use glass containers instead of plastic ones. Eat foods with limited or absent antibiotics, hormones, or toxins, such as certified organic grass-fed and grass-finished beef, low-mercury fish, grass-fed and organic dairy, and organic pasture-raised eggs. Filter your water. Prioritize natural ventilation in your home and use an air purifier. Choose non-toxic cleaning products. 2. Not getting enough sunlight. Sunlight exposure regulates the production of vitamin D, crucial for brain health and cognitive function. Deficiencies have been linked to nearly 500,000 deaths per year in the U.S. alone. Some of the conditions that inadequate sunlight is attributed to include increased incidence of breast cancer, colorectal cancer, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, metabolic syndrome, multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's disease, autism, asthma, type 1 diabetes, and myopia. Furthermore, a 2020 study found that vitamin D deficiency may contribute to neuroinflammation and accelerate cognitive decline. Do this. Get regular sunlight exposure, aiming for at least 20-30 minutes daily. This will depend on your skin tone among other things, but aim for early light for circadian rhythm and sleep benefits, and midday sun for when UV rays are most potent. Consider supplementing with vitamin D, consulting your doctor for appropriate dosage based on your blood levels and individual needs. Use a light therapy SAD lamp when you can't get enough sun. While regular outdoor exposure is ideal, SAD lamps, mimicking natural sunlight indoors, can be powerful tools for combating these deficiencies and supporting brain health, particularly during darker winter months or for individuals with limited sun access. 3. Overindulgence of the news. A 2017 survey found that 95% of adults regularly follow the news. Surprisingly, more than half of these individuals reported experiencing stress due to this habit, with 75% expressing the opinion that the media tends to exaggerate issues. Despite these negative effects, many people continue to consume news, and one significant reason for this behavior is its exploitation of a cognitive heuristic known as the negativity bias. The negativity bias, a psychological tendency to give more weight to negative information, plays a pivotal role in attracting viewers to news content. News has transformed into a form of entertainment, often capitalizing on emotions like fear and sensationalism to draw more attention, whether through television viewership or online clicks. Our brains, however, did not evolve to keep track of global events, and the constant exposure to negative news cycles and sensationalized media can result in chronic stress, heightened anxiety, depression, and cognitive fatigue. Nassim Taleb sums it up like this in his book, Anti-Fragile. Anyone who listens to news, except when very, very significant events take place, is one step below sucker. We overreact emotionally to noise, only look at very large changes in data or conditions, never small ones. An illuminating study published in the Journal of Psychopathology discovered a correlation between prolonged news consumption and elevated cortisol levels, coupled with lower self-reported well-being. Furthermore, during the Boston Marathon bombing in 2013, a study comparing two groups, those who watched over 6 hours of news coverage on the bombing and those actively participating in the marathon, revealed that the news watchers exhibited higher stress levels than those who were at the bombing. Do this. When you do consume something, turn off or, in the case of a phone, put down the news source. Ask yourself 2 questions. How did this make me feel? And will this be important or even remembered in 1 week, 1 year, or 1 decade? Based on your answers, limit notifications on your phone or email related to news. Set limits on when and how long you check the news, and consider a news fast. I've heard of many people who have done a news fast, and I've never heard anyone who regretted it. 4. Hearing loud noise and sleep noise. Hearing trouble ranks as the 3rd most prevalent health condition among U.S. adults. Beyond increasing our risk of hearing loss, chronic noise exposure is associated with a plethora of health problems, including heightened stress, anxiety, depression, elevated blood pressure, and an increased risk of heart disease. One angle of noise affecting our health is listening to music, shows, games, etc. that are too loud for too long. A systematic analysis examined 33 peer-reviewed studies involving over 19,000 individuals aged 12 to 34, confirming a high prevalence of unsafe listening practices among adolescents and young adults. Specifically, 23.81% were found to listen to music on personal devices at levels above 80 decibels for over 40 hours per week, with an additional 48.2% engaging in potentially unsafe listening at loud entertainment venues. For reference, 80 decibels is the sound level of a loud vacuum or garbage disposal. Then, there's the issue of chronic noise when you sleep. The World Health Organization estimates that a staggering 25% of individuals experience disturbed sleep due to environmental noise. This constant exposure not only leads to short-term sleep disruptions, but also contributes to long-term health issues such as hypertension, heart disease, and even cancer. Fortunately, white noise can help with this. A study conducted on New Yorkers struggling with sleep in noisy surroundings revealed that white noise significantly improved both objective and subjective measures of sleep quality. Another study on healthy subjects found that exposure to white noise helped participants fall asleep 38% faster. Do this. Consider using white noise. At some quiet time each day, allocate moments throughout the day for quietness, allowing your ears and brain to recover from the constant assault of noise. Use an app to help you keep the decibel level below 80. 5. Not going to bed at the same time. Consistently. Everyone can tell you that sleep is good, but few people are aware of how important a consistent sleep time is. In a study involving over 60,000 participants using over 10 million hours of accelerometer data, researchers found that high sleep regularity is terrible for your health. Across the top 4 quintiles compared to the least regular quintile, sleep irregularity was associated with a 20% to 48% lower risk of all-cause mortality, a 16% to 39% lower risk of dying from cancer, and a 22% to 57% lower risk of cardiometabolic mortality. Surprisingly, the study revealed that this sleep irregularity was a more potent predictor of mortality than even achieving sufficient sleep. These findings persisted even after adjustments for various factors, including age, shift work status, and pre-existing conditions. While researchers are still unraveling the mechanisms behind this phenomenon, circadian disruption is suggested as a potential explanation. One significant factor contributing to sleep consistency issues is social jet lag. Social jet lag occurs when there is a misalignment between an individual's biological sleep-wake cycle and their socially imposed sleep schedule. In other, social jet lag occurs when you indulge in later nights of socializing or binge-watching Netflix during the weekends, disrupting the regularity of your sleep patterns. Do this. As simple as it sounds, set an alarm as a reminder to go to bed. This helps me more than anything else. Even if I'm not that tired, I read myself to sleep. Put a timer on your Wi-Fi router so that it stops a half hour before bedtime. Track your progress. Whether it's on your smartwatch or a calendar hanging up, set a goal and monitor your sleep time, wake-up time, and how you feel each morning. For more ideas on how to get great sleep, read this. 6. Keeping your cell phone too close to your body. In today's world, everyday gadgets and wireless tech emit electromagnetic fields, EMFs, which have become a big part of our lives. They're super convenient, but also raise worries about health risks from too much exposure, especially when at near ranges, such as when a phone is too close to our head or we're too close to the Wi-Fi. One study, focusing on 138,905 male electric utility workers, aimed to explore the link between estimated exposure to extremely low-frequency electromagnetic fields and suicide mortality. The findings indicated an increased risk of suicide in jobs with higher EMF exposure. Another study examining 132 power plant workers revealed higher levels of depression, stress, and anxiety, along with compromised sleep quality compared to a control group. Additionally, the potential long-term consequences of extended cell phone use come to light, with one study noting a consistent pattern of increased risk for acoustic neuroma and glioma after 10 years of use, with the side of the phone use correlating with the side of the tumor. These findings underscore the multifaceted nature of health risks associated with EMF exposure, prompting a more comprehensive understanding and proactive approach to mitigate potential adverse effects on well-being. It's important to grasp how EMFs affect us in today's tech-filled world. These waves come in different frequencies. Low ones can mess with how cells work, while high ones, like from phones and Wi-Fi, might cause harm by making more free radicals. Plus, being around EMFs, especially strong ones, can stress out cells and mess with how they talk to each other. Understanding these effects helps us stay safe around technology. Do this. Create distance. Maintain distance from EMF-emitting devices to reduce exposure. A good starting point is arm's length away from your body. Cell phones and laptops. Use wired headphones, speaker mode, and hardwired connections. Keep devices away from the body and consider EMF protection. Home. Put Wi-Fi on a timer. Keep the router away from high-traffic areas and refuse or shield smart meters. Use low EMF products. Opt for low EMF products for baby monitors, sound machines, sauna blankets, smartwatches, cell phones, and more. Nutrition and health. Support overall health by consuming a diet rich in antioxidants, considering supplements like magnesium and omega-3, and practicing grounding techniques. Additionally, maintain a screen-free bedroom environment for optimal sleep hygiene by keeping your cell phone away from your bed at night, utilizing airplane mode or turning it off completely, avoiding phone use close to your head while sleeping, and investing in an alarm clock instead. 7. Prolonged sitting without breaks. Our brains are inherently unsuited for prolonged periods of static posture, a consequence of the modern sedentary lifestyle characterized by extended hours spent in fixed positions, whether huddled over desks or reclined on couches. This sedentary behavior leads to a reduction in blood flow to the brain, impeding the production of neurotransmitters, and consequently, compromising cognitive function. Research demonstrates a clear correlation between prolonged sitting and adverse effects on memory, creativity, and an elevated risk of developing dementia. A small study conducted by researchers from UCLA even found that those who spent more time sitting during the day exhibited greater thinning of the medial temporal lobe, a critical brain region responsible for creating new memories. Remarkably, the study found that even high levels of physical activity did not counteract the detrimental effects of prolonged sitting on the medial temporal lobe. Do this. Get moving. Aim for the minimum effective dose of walking. Set alarms to get up and walk around every 45 minutes. Do a 10-minute sun salutation routine, or do workout snacks. Can't get outside? Bring the movement to you with a treadmill desk or bike desk like I use. 8. Avoidance of discomfort and challenge. While seeking comfort is natural, our brains actually thrive on a bit of healthy stress. Consistently avoiding discomfort and challenges can hinder both cognitive and emotional growth. Stepping outside our comfort zones is how we learn new things, build resilience, and develop problem-solving skills. But we have to override our cognitive bias to do this. The effort paradox is an inherent tension between the aversiveness and costliness of exerting effort and the value humans place on trying hard. The effort invested in undertaking challenging tasks yields a myriad of benefits. Firstly, it cultivates a growth mindset, fostering a mentality focused on learning and development. Perseverance becomes a learned trait, and the ability to rebound from failure is honed through facing and overcoming challenges. The very act of tackling difficult endeavors imparts resilience, a crucial life skill that equips people to navigate adversity and emerge stronger. In essence, the purpose of challenging experiences is not just about the discomfort in the moment, but entails a broader perspective on long-term cognitive and emotional enrichment. Embracing the effort paradox, understanding the value in discomfort, and recognizing the growth potential inherent in facing challenges contribute to a holistic approach to brain health and personal development. Do this. Reframe difficulty. Shift your perspective on challenges by viewing difficulty as an integral part of the learning process and accepting failure as a natural part of learning. Push your boundaries, but stay within reach. Stepping outside your comfort zone is crucial for growth, but avoid leaping into the abyss. If you're a half-marathon runner, consider a full marathon next, not an ultra-marathon. This can also apply to starting that business you've always wanted to, having that difficult conversation, learning a new instrument, or losing weight. Choose a challenge that's attainable but still stretches you, one that excites you more than scares you. Do a misogi. A misogi, a Japanese concept involving a purifying and challenging experience. This could entail pushing your physical or mental limits, whether through an extreme physical feat, intense meditation, or a prolonged period of discomfort. A misogi serves as a transformative ritual that encourages personal growth and resilience. Change your inner dialogue. Challenge negative self-talk by cultivating a mindset that acknowledges challenges as opportunities for growth, replacing pessimistic thoughts with positive affirmations and constructive reflections. Embrace hormesis. Embrace the concept of hormesis, where controlled stress actually strengthens you. Push yourself with intense workouts, take cold plunges, experiment with saunas, or try other activities that create manageable stress. As your body adapts, you'll build resilience and mental fortitude, preparing you for any future challenge. 9. Too much sugar. Sugar consumption skyrocketed across centuries. In 1800, the average person enjoyed a measly 22.4 grams of sugar daily, 22.4 pounds per year. By 1900, that number had jumped to 112 grams daily, 89.8 pounds per year. And by 2009, half of Americans were consuming a whopping 227 grams per day, 500 pounds per year. That's an increase of over 200 grams per person every single day. While carbohydrates are essential players in our body's energy machinery, the story takes a turn when it comes to added sugar. A recent review highlights how excessive sugar intake, particularly from processed foods, can cast a dark shadow on brain health, impacting not just individuals, but potentially even future generations. The study, focusing on high-sugar diets and added sugars, paints a concerning picture. It reveals how high-sugar diets disrupt crucial hormonal and nervous controls, leading to metabolic, cardiovascular, and neural disorders. It increases impulsive behaviors, anxiety, stress, depression, and food addiction. This isn't just limited to adults. The review emphasizes the vulnerability of children and even fetuses exposed to a mother's high-sugar diet. These early exposures might increase the offspring's susceptibility to diseases and mental disorders later in life. Do this. Limit sugary drinks. Sugary drinks, such as soda, juice, and sports drinks, are a major source of added sugar in the diet. Replace them with carbonated water, flavored electrolyte packets, or, water. Sweeten your food naturally. If you need to add sweetness to your food, use natural sweeteners like fruit, honey, or maple syrup. Although, use them sparingly, as they still contain sugar. Be mindful of hidden sugars. Sugar can be hidden in many foods, such as yogurt, salad dressings, bread, ketchup, dried fruit, protein bars, and pasta sauce. This is one of the first things I look for on a nutrition label. Read those labels carefully, compare, and consider making your own version when you can. Thanks for tuning into the Growth Kit podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a review. You can check out my website at mindbodydad.com and subscribe for more weekly insights sent to your inbox. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at mindbodydad. Many of the links I share are affiliate links, which means I earn a small commission if you purchase through them. This doesn't affect the price you pay, but it helps support the podcast. In some cases, I may even be able to provide unique discounts for you. I only recommend products and resources that I genuinely believe in and use myself. My top priority is to provide practical ways to help you live better, and I wouldn't link to anything that doesn't align with that goal. Thanks for your support.